Hey, what do you say? It's the Run In Podcast. We're back, baby. Hit Eric Bischoff's music. I'm back. I'm Tommy Paradise.
It's showtime, folks. It's your boy DJ, and we're taping earlier, like way earlier in the day. So, so if I forget my name or something, forgive me. But
Yeah,
I got my run-in coffee mug here.
With everything going on in the world of wrestling this week, we decided, hey, let's not record Wednesday night. Let's let everything happen and then digest everything. And then we'll record. DJ's got a new gig, so he can work from home. So we're both on the clock here recording this pod for our shoot jobs. Technically I have today off, but what we can say I'm actually working. Yeah, man, we're back here. Season 2, episode number 1. It is brought to you by Figure Collections. Remember to hit up shop.figurecollections.com and pre-order some of those Chellas. We got the Atom Bomb. I actually need to order the Atom Bomb Glow in the Dark.
The Glow in the Dark.
Dynamite Kid is back up there. There is a variant of Dynamite Kid that is up there that you can pre-order as well. Giant Haystacks, Greg the Hammer Valentine, you can pre-order. There's a big update that we'll get to a little bit later on in the show.
I like that post they put up there.
Yeah, what they teased some stuff. We'll talk about that in Walk That Toy Aisle. We are a little rusty here. We haven't done this, I think, since June was the last time we recorded one of these bad Larrys. So
in a long time.
It has been a long time, but it's like riding a bike, man.
Step two.
Yeah. So how's your summer been, DJ? Before we get into all the housekeeping stuff and reminding people like where to buy our merch and all that stuff and all the codes and everything, we got some new codes too that will be thrown out there. But how was your summer, DJ?
I can't complain this summer. Like you said, like during the summer I got a new gig, and which allowed us to have more. We're a little bit more open and when we can record now. And I'll talk about like later on in the show. I'll talk about so you know what? So I know there's a lot of like we have some listeners to the show. Like most of you know that my girlfriend her name's Athena, but because there's a wrestler now, I have to give her a nickname. So we'll talk about that. So we went to the AEW show and did some traveling.
Oh shit! I didn't even know you went to the AEW show. Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah, at the movie theater. The movie theater.
Right.
Yeah,
I did know that. I did know that.
Okay. And then I got a senior in high school now. So so that happened. So yeah, man, like things going on, but there are also a lot of things going on in our beloved world of wrestling.
A lot has happened since we last recorded. It was like, hey, we're going to take a time out here. And the wrestling world said, watch this.
Yeah.
So
hold our beer.
Yeah, exactly. The wrestling world blew up while we were gone. But yeah, man, I have a middle schooler now. We basically dedicated our summer up until about the middle of July to baseball, as you guys know.
Right.
And once baseball was over, man, it was cram everything we can into the month of August. We went to a WWE house show. We went to a Red Sox game. We did a tour of Fenway Park where me and him walked on the field at Fenway, which is very cool and surreal. We took him to his first concert. Cool. Me and the wife went and saw Lady Gaga. We went on vacation, crammed everything into the month of August. And now that we're unwinding here, he's back in school. It's like getting back. The house is so quiet in the summer, man. During the summer, it was like, Dad, Mom, watch this. I got this diamond. He's playing the show like nonstop all summer. I got this Diamond 99 guy for my Diamond Dynasty. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. but like I don't play that Diamond Dynasty thing. I don't even know I don't know what you're saying to me right now, but
we are old school franchise players and
yeah, exactly. Road to the show, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. In my dynasty mode right now, I have four of the top 5 home run hitters in my are on my team in the season.
As you should, as you're supposed to. That's what franchise is for.
That's right. Hell yeah. Blitzkrieg Pro is back. Big show coming up. It's a couple months away, but tickets are on sale now. You guys are going to want to come to this. It is a 2-night extravaganza. Blitzkrieg Pro versus Limitless Wrestling, which Limitless Wrestling is based out of Maine. Blitzkrieg based out of Massachusetts and Connecticut. October 7th and 8th. It is a 2-night war. October 7th and 8th. And your tickets get you tickets for both days. You can get tickets for just one or the other. I'm going to try like hell to be at both of these. The kids' hockey schedule and everything like that, we don't know. That's another thing. We're back in the midst of hockey between myself and him. We are nonstop at the rink, but that is October 7th and 8th. Blitzkrieg Pro versus Limitless Wrestling 2. Second time we've done that. They've done this. So make sure you check that out. We will have some type of giveaway this week, courtesy of Wrestling Collector's Shop. Here's what we're going to have you do. We are going to have you write a review on Apple Podcasts or a rating on any other podcast platform. We got to get back in the swing of things here, get the algorithm going again since we've been off for some time. So we need your help doing that. Write us a review, screenshot it to us, send it to us through, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever. Send it to us, tag it, post it, tag us, whatever. If we see it, we'll put you into a drawing for next week, and we'll give away some figures for courtesy of Wrestling Collector Shop. And we do have a brand new Patreon. We revamped the Patreon while we were on hiatus. I do want to just give a shout out here to all the Patreon people that stayed in the Patreon while we were not doing anything. So shout out to all those guys. And we only have 3 tiers now. It's $1, $5, and $10. I'm going to run through them here real quick. White Meat Babyface, that's $1 a month. That'll get you a shout out on an episode, our show notes, 1 entry into the monthly Patreon giveaways. And the big seller here for $1 a month, $12 a year, access to the Fig Cave Facebook group where you can buy, sell, trade, and talk wrestling figures. We did a fantasy football draft in there last night. It's basically all the great things of a Facebook community for $1 a month. No bullshit in there. No scammers. No nonsense. So get in there. That's for $1 a month. For $5 a month, you get all that. Plus, we'll send you a run-in sticker, access to exclusive monthly watch-alongs, articles, and bonus content, which we did a draft episode of comedy movies from 2000 to 2009. We did TV dads. We're going to be doing one for appetizers and cereals coming up. The draft series has been a lot of fun. I started doing a little spin-off called Hey, What Do You Say? Where I just basically shoot the shit for about 15 minutes with you guys. And then Dean, our social media machine, he is going to be doing something called the Dean's List on there as well. So you get all that. You get a video version of the show, access to early access to episodes, ad-free content, video version of the show. I think I said that. 2 entries into the monthly Patreon giveaway. Plus, you get 24/7 access to me, DJ, and the rest of the inner circle to talk figs, wrestling, and whatever the hell else you want via Discord. And then main eventer, that's $10 a month. You're going to get all the stuff in the $5 a month and the $1 a month, plus your name on the website as a VIP supporter. Breaking news segments. You'll be able to sit in on a recording of a show once a month. You get a run-in magnet, and you get 3 entries into the monthly Patreon giveaway. Plus, for $10 a month, you get all that. Plus, you'll get an exclusive discount code in the Run-In Podcast store, merch store. So, and that'll be emailed to you. That's $10 a month. You buy a couple things, you're getting your $10 right back. So, I'm pretty happy with the way the new Patreon has looking. And this month's giveaway for September, we're giving away the Ultimate Edition Amazon exclusive fan takeover Hulk Hogan. So last month was Shawn Michaels Ultimate fan takeover. So we're not chinsing you guys out on these giveaways here. It's not like oh,
No.
here's a run-in podcast water bottle. That I know some of you guys might like that, but
Or a bunch of basics or something.
Right, exactly. We're giving you guys ultimate editions, whatever wrestling collector shop, homage, or figure collections sends us. They've been great partners as far as doing giveaways, and something new coming to the Fig Cave Facebook group is we're doing the Fig Cave market, Fig Cave tag sale, flea market, claim sale, whatever you want to call it. Every Wednesday, we'll be throwing that up there. So. $1 a month gets you in. You can sell some stuff, buy some stuff, and great deals in there as well. You can rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Follow along on Instagram and Twitter. Our Instagram, in case you forgot, is at the Run In Pod. Twitter is at Run In Podcast. And don't forget to also subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/the Run In Podcast. I know I put the video of me and my kid going to the house show in Springfield, Massachusetts a couple weeks ago. That was a great time, by the way. Great time doing the house shows. I love the house shows. I've said it probably 1,000 times at this point. But yeah, man, they're the best. They are the best. Spend the extra money, buy some really good seats, and you'll have a good time. Kid got a selfie with Xavier Woods, man. Can't beat that.
No.
All right.
Cannot.
So it's early for you, man. I know. You pounding some coffee. You got some Baileys in there. What's the deal here?
No. I try to make it. It's got to at least be the evening before I start doing that. No, this is total caffeine, but I feel all right though. I'm good.
Good. I got a nice little coffee going myself. I've also got in the hopper here. I've got Treehouse Brewing, which is one of the greatest breweries in New England, almost maybe the United States. They're pretty popular, like within the cult, like the cult brewing people, like the I'm so out of the loop with drinking. The like I don't know, fancy beers. They're very popular. They started making non-alcoholic stuff though. Yeah, the IPA crowd, stuff like that. Craft beer, that's the word I'm looking for. So I've got a lemonade seltzer, no alcohol, non-alcoholic seltzer from Treehouse Brewing, lemonade flavored. A buddy of mine came over for a fantasy football draft, and he works there, and he brought a bunch of their beers to the guys who drink, but he knows, I've been on the wagon for over a year now, and he wanted to bring some non-alcoholic stuff. So he brought some seltzers, some coffees. The coffees, man, are so good. So if you're in the New England area, they've got like 3 or 4 locations now. Definitely hit up Treehouse Brewing. So good. And thanks to Steve for hooking it up.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. What else we got here in the old housekeeping segment? Runinpod.com. So you can find all our discount codes and things like that. And also our store. Brand new. Also revamped the store while we were off. The last month, man, I've been just cramming stuff in to get ready for today, essentially, for our comeback here. So new stuff up in the store, new t-shirts,
new logos,
new hoodies. You guys can get some cups, like the steel tumblers or tin tumblers, whatever they are. We got tank tops, hoodies, zip up hoodies, long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts. Just go to runinpod.com, click on store. And you know what? We're going to put a discount out there. Save 15% on anything you buy with the code COMEBACK. I'm going to add that to the store right now. And since we're back, we'll let that run for a week. You guys will have a week to grab anything in our store. Use the code COMEBACK and get yourself something nice. Maybe a hoodie for the fall weather. It's feeling pretty fall-like out there in California, right, Deej?
No. It feels like we're like 3 inches from the sun over here. So yeah, the last 4 days has been 100 degrees plus in the Bay Area. So if you know anything about Bay Area weather, you know that's crazy.
It's a dry heat though.
Well, it depends on. So that's the thing about the Bay Area is that there's a bunch of microclimates. So so like somebody like myself, I live pretty close to the water. So at least at night you get a little bit of relief because the sun goes down and then you feel the breeze off the water. But if you're inland, the whole time you're not going below 90.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And then they have the nerve to tell you not to use any power from 4 to 9.
Oh, I'm sure the people not to get political here, because I'm actually all for electric cars, but I'm sure the people with electric cars are loving that, or the people against electric cars are loving that. You're not supposed to charge your cars. I know there's a lot of them out there.
Yes, that will be my next car. Is an electric car.
I got a couple buddies who have them, and they love them. They love them.
Oh yeah, no, everybody I know that has an electric car loves it. But especially like they were laughing at us when gas prices went up and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, man, it is it's wild. It's starting to turn into fall. It's not fall time yet, but it is getting close. Fall time. I talked about this on Hey, what do you say this week? Fall time is the best time of year here in New England. Like, it's crisp in the morning. It was like
I
50
go with that.
50 degrees this morning, and then it's like going to be like 75 this afternoon. It's perfect. Right. You know, you rock a little hoodie in the morning, and then you grab your t-shirt and shorts for the afternoon. So
right. But, yeah, I can see that.
All right, DJ, you ready to do this? You ready to get into one last thing before we jump in the ring. Got to mention Kenny and Kenny's corrections. No Kenny's corrections this week, obviously, because we've been on hiatus. But I want to shout out Kenny.
That'd be hilarious if he did. Like the last show, he comes in and
well, Chad Miller keeps messaging us and is like, "Hey, where's show number 99?" I've explained to him, dude. I said, "Dude, man, DJ had technical difficulties with episode 99, so we just said fuck it, and we just said, all right, we're just gonna go right to show 100. We've done enough bonus episodes and spin-off episodes and other episodes where we've done more than 100. So 99 is out there somewhere. You gotta figure it out on your own."
For show 99.
Yeah. All right, let's get in the ring here. It's been a while, a lot going on. Let's do it. In the Ring is brought to you by Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. On Instagram at Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. Use the code RUN10 to save 10% on anything you want to buy from him. Dude is coming with some fire lately, unloading a lot of stuff. He's got all kinds of stuff. So grab something from our friend over there at Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. All right, man. Let's start with Clash at the Castle. Overall, I was very excited for this pay-per-view. You know, we got through SummerSlam. SummerSlam was like Triple H's really his first touch on everything, putting everything together, his first pay-per-view. And then we get Clash at the Castle. And for a little while there, man, I actually thought Drew McIntyre was going to do it. Results-wise, I thought this was a very glorified house show, if you will. Like almost like the Saudi shows were like none of the titles changed hands. We did have a heel turn. But the matches I thought were so damn good. This was on Saturday of Labor Day weekend. We have a huge cookout at my house Labor Day weekend. I had it on in the family room, like as people were coming in and going, and we literally had wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans stopping in the family room to like watch what was going on. And like a couple people who've been like out of the loop for a while, they're like, these guys are like the Sheamus and Gunther match, particularly. They're like, look at that guy's chest. These guys are really beating the shit out of each other.
Right.
We got a call up from NXT, a heel turn. So, I mean, with essentially with the lack of any titles changing, that doesn't really make it a good pay-per-view or a bad pay-per-view necessarily. But overall, man, I thought it was a fantastic show. I actually went back because I was a little distracted on Saturday with the cookout at our house. I went back and rewatched it Monday or Tuesday morning and really even enjoyed rewatching it, knowing everything that happened. And usually that's the complete opposite. Usually I'm like half paying attention with everything that's going on if I already know the results.
No, and like you said, like it did remind me of like a house show kind of vibe, which again, that's not when I say that, that's not an insult at all. Like that, I'm saying that that's how fun it felt.
Yeah.
I like, just like the Saudi crowd, I like the crowd that was there was into the show. I just like, I mean, can we do that here, please? Can we put our notebooks down and just get your mind into the show, into what the guys are trying to do in the ring? I mean, because they were all into it. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't into who we want. Oh, if this person wins, we riot kind of thing. They didn't do any of that. They
had a couple signs though. I saw a couple signs that said if Roman wins, we riot.
Oh, of course. You know, there's always going to be the Roman hate wherever you go. But but all in all, they were still hollering, so that's all that mattered. Yeah, no, it was a very fun show. I definitely enjoyed it.
I loved when the crowd was singing Edge's theme song, like 60,000 people, 62,000 people, whatever it was, just
Yes.
belting out Edge's entrance music. That's got to give you chills, man. It was almost as good as, I mean, it definitely isn't the same as when he came back at the Royal Rumble and everybody just like freaked out, but everybody just singing that song together was so good. So good.
Well, I mean, you got when you have people that watch soccer, they know how to chant, so yeah, those chanting crowds are great.
Yeah, it was good stuff, man. Running down the card here. Let me know if we'll stop. If we got anything that you want to throw in. Started out with a banger with Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. I keep wanting to call her Io Shirai. Defeated Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. I thought it was good that the heel. That's one thing with the house shows. Usually, you're thinking the faces are going to get all the wins, but they started right out with the heel squad getting the win. This Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky little trio. At first, I was like, this is kind of, these guys don't all match together, but Bailey's really taken this and like ran with it. And I think she's doing a spectacular job with these three.
Yeah.
Or two.
No, I loved how like she's gotten so comfortable as a heel. When the crowd started doing the chant when she was a baby face, like that was her baby face chant. She got upset and tagged herself out, like just because. And I was like, okay, see, she's comfortable with this now.
Dude, I love. Yeah, she's just great as a heel.
Yeah, and then we probably like knowing Triple H, she'll be called Io Shirai again.
yeah, the way things are going.
I wouldn't get too married to the Io Sky name.
Austin Theory got his first name back. Matt Riddle got his first name back. I wonder if Big E, if he comes back, is going to get Langston back. I doubt it.
That would be hilarious.
Too far gone, I think, for that. But
right. Well, he might end up being on the announced team at this point.
Oh, they're going to find something to do with him, I'm sure.
Yeah. He needs a mic in his hand.
Then we got, like we talked about it, Gunther. They brought back Giovanni Vinci. Defeated Sheamus with the Brawling Brutes. I said this. I don't remember if I said this in our group chat or where I said it, or if I said it on Hey, what do you say? But which is available now on Patreon. But at that house show in Springfield, Butch, that was the first time I really paid attention to Butch or Pete Dunne. And I remember being like, what are they doing with this guy as Butch instead of Pete Dunne? Like, Pete Dunne was such like a kick-ass guy. Like, he's just going to beat the shit out of you. He is playing. I said this to one of my buddies who was kind of saying the same thing. Like, he didn't like the whole idea of Butch. I think that Butch is hysterical and he's killing this character, like killing in a good way. This character, he is just crushing it and he's entertaining as hell and he can fight. He can do what he needs to do.
Right.
I'm enjoying Butch, man. Ridge Holland, I think he's like kind of like Madcap Moss, man, where he's like huge. He's got that WWE like body style. I just hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle. I actually was hoping Sheamus would win just because it's been a little while since Sheamus had a title. Sheamus is kind of in that Randy Orton level where like, what you're going to get out of him. You're going to put him out there and he's going to have a spectacular match. No matter who you put him out there with. But I also like keeping the title on Gunther. Dude is just a absolute beast. And I don't think Kenny might correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you'll correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember seeing Gunther get like beat up as much in a match as he did this past Saturday.
Yeah, you'll be hard pressed to find. I think so. Like you're saying, I think it was very smart though that even though it would have been nice for Sheamus to win, but they're doing the smart thing, which we'll talk about. Some of the things that didn't go so well for the other company. they're building this guy. They're building Gunther. Like they're saying, hey, he's a badass guy. So this is a way, like this is built the building blocks of his legend, if you will. So
Yep.
and that is the, that's the part of the career we are at with Sheamus, which I'm not one of these people that's going to say that that's a bad, like, everybody's career has different, different levels to it. Right. So Sheamus is not at his, we're past his prime. And he's now there to be a good opponent for, a worthy opponent for somebody that you're trying to build.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what this was. Like, gave an excellent match. Because we can't have Gunther go out there and beat everybody to death, and then now there's no development in this character. Now we know that Gunther can take a beating and give one.
Yeah, absolutely.
To anybody. So, and you see, I think, didn't they give him I think they still, like, the crowd gave him a standing O, right?
Yeah, afterwards. Yep. I mean, obviously that's because he's from that area, from the UK.
But also, just there was no shame to me in that. There was no shame and no, like, I know everybody, like, people don't know how to use the bury. Like, people call out somebody getting buried too much on the nets here. Like, bury does not mean that the guy lost. That's not what bury, the term bury means.
Right. Wins and losses don't necessarily matter in our great sport. But the big news of the event was Edge and Mysterio. They got the win, and then Dom turned on them. Which I thought it was weird that they got the win and then he turned. I mean,
right.
Something different, like not trying to.
That's happened to Sting a few times.
Not trying to go all analytical, but yeah, it was just different to see them get the win and then him turn, and then him lose his shoes. But I like the heel. I like the heel turn
because, like, again, they wanted to keep the house show vibe where the babyface team gets the win and gets the big pop. And then, whoa, curveball,
right.
I like somebody put it right side by side with when Eddie Guerrero turned on Rey Mysterio, and they basically did the same spot.
Yeah. Yep.
That was pretty cool.
How scary is it that they, like, Eddie Guerrero or I should say Dom looks more like Eddie Guerrero than he does Rey Mysterio.
You guys are funny with that.
He does, though. You can't deny it. You can't deny that.
He wouldn't got the, I think on purpose. Like, they wouldn't got the mullet, right? Just like Eddie used to wear.
I thought he was getting that for Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, he obviously got his mom's height. Okay, so that's all that is. Leave that alone. It was a storyline. God dang! Like, I'm like, look at the shirt that I got from, like, the homage shirt I'm wearing today.
That's
Viva
right.
La Raza, the WWE Slam.
I got the one they sent me too on right now. Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Look at that. Would you look at that? Thanks, homage.
Yes.
And then, of course, the main event, Roman Reigns takes the win against Drew McIntyre, and we got the call up of another Bloodline member, Solo Sikoa. I think I said that right. But that was a great match too.
Yes,
there was several times during that match where I thought me too, that Drew McIntyre was actually going to win.
Yes.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. They're going to do this. Like,
which makes a great match.
Yes, absolutely. But I did not want them to have Drew win just because his show is in the UK. You know what I mean? Like, for him to win, it's got to make sense. You don't just put the belt on him because we're in the UK. And then, like, I read something that it was like, hey, they're going to take one of the belts off of Roman and Drew's going to win. And I was like, that's stupid. You just unified these belts. Just to have one belt. Yeah, man, overall thought it was a great pay-per-view. If you guys haven't been paying attention to us on social media, every pay-per-view we've been doing a new pick'em, and where you basically follow the link, you guys go on and make your picks for the pay-per-view. We did it for SummerSlam. Homage hooked us up with some t-shirts to give away. We did it with this one. with Clash of the Castle. We gave away Drew McIntyre and Sasha Banks Elite 83 figures. I did that because, or I picked those because I thought that, my voice just cracked real bad. I thought that Sasha Banks might be coming back. Thought Bray Wyatt might be coming back at this show. But our winner,
There were some hints.
Yeah, absolutely. Our winner was best in the world 8810 at gmail.com. I emailed you. If that's you, email me back. You might have changed your email because of what happened the rest of this weekend, but hopefully it got forwarded to you. So best in the world 8810 at gmail.com. You were our winner. You got 12 out of 13 correct. Didn't even need to go to the tiebreaker. So also, if you guys are doing these, we got 55 responses on this last one. I thought that was pretty good. If you guys are doing these, the tiebreaker is always in minutes. How long will the event run according to Peacock? In minutes. So like people are putting like 1 hour and 37 minutes. No, you need to break that down to 97 minutes. Do the math. So it's 207 minutes. The tiebreaker didn't even come into play this time. So congratulations to best in the world 8810 at gmail.com. And there was another pay-per-view this week, or premium live event. This one was actually an actual pay-per-view, but you guys may have heard, if you pay attention to the wrestling world, that it's called All Out. It was held in Chicago this year. Let's get to the pay-per-view first. Let's do the actual card and how everything went, and then we'll get into the fallout and the mess that happened afterwards. But I saw this was 15 matches, and I was just like, oh boy, here we go. I remember last year All Out. I remember it was like we were doing a fantasy draft and we had it on while we were drafting. And I remember a couple of dudes that were there were like, man, I got to work in the morning. It was like 11 o'clock and there were still like 2 matches to go. And we're all just like, oh my God, this thing is dragging on. This year, it seemed like it went by a little bit faster. Even with the 15 matches, I mean, 4 of them were on the pre-show.
I'm about to say some of that was pre-show. Yeah.
Which pre-show was just kind of, it was all right. Ruby Soho with a broken nose. She's going to go from looking like Sam the Eagle to Gonzo. Hook defeated Angelo Parker. Pac defeated Kip Sabian, which, all right, so you have Kip Sabian wearing this mask for 2 years, and then he comes back and he loses? Like, I don't understand that, but I digress.
Can we have Hook, start to,
wrestle somebody?
Can we, get him off the developmental now, since he's supposedly this badass, so...
Yeah.
Can we not have him wrestle Barry Horowitz now and get to the... let's get to the real matches.
And then what was the other match that was on the pre-show? Oh, it was Eddie Kingston versus Tomohiro Ishii. And I kept saying to my buddies, I'm like, this is like two drunk uncles just slapping the shit out of each other at a party.
This is about when we got to because I saw this at a Cinemark theater. And this is about when we got there, right when this match was starting, and having to explain to your girlfriend why these guys for the better part of this match just slapped each other. I was like, oh, just eat some more popcorn. It's all right.
Now might be a good time to go to the bathroom, babe. Oh, just to backtrack here real quick. Beep, beep, beep. We don't have to get into it, but just a quick note. Seth Rollins broke his 442-day losing streak.
He sure did.
At Clash at the Castle, beating Matt Riddle. Which is
another example of why when another guy with an example why it doesn't matter with the win loss for it. He still comes out. We're gonna serenade him when he comes out. He's still a great character. Nobody cares about the win.
You still believe that he could win any match that he's in. That's
exactly.
So, all right, back to AEW. All right, so we had the Joker or the Casino Ladder match with the Joker. As soon as, first Stokely Hathaway comes out, and I'm like, why is this guy grabbing it? And then you see all his guys, and I'm like, all right, so is it anybody in his little faction here that can win, that can cash in? And then you see the Joker come out with the mask on. playing Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones, which I thought was a great touch. They
Right.
probably paid a lot of money for that song too.
Yes.
And the Joker comes out immediately. As soon as I saw him wipe his feet on the apron, I'm like, that's MJF. And apparently Twitter thought the same thing. Like Twitter blew up saying, that it was essentially
It was
MJF.
the finger wag. It was
Yeah,
the finger
yeah.
wag for me.
That's
exactly how he wags his finger when you think he's gonna do something babyface and then he wags his finger like that.
One of my buddies that was here was like, "Oh, it's not big enough to be MJF." And I'm like, "What? MJF isn't like a tall guy. He's big, like muscle wise, but he's not tall. Like I don't know.
Not at all."
But overall, man, I thought that match was great, except for when Taz was freaking out that the ladders were an X. It was almost like something happened and they didn't know what they were supposed to do, or the ladders broke. I think that's when you messaged us and were like, do these guys rehearse at all?
Yes. Yes. When whatever that spot was where they were trying to stick the ladder through another ladder, and then I'm sorry, I'm still going to call him Cesaro. And then Cesaro tried to turn it on its side and it didn't do it. Like, what are you doing? Like, Dante coming in there and they tried that spot and then the ladder falls on him. I'm like, so that's when I was like, do they rehearse this or do they just kind of go out there and
throw it out there
for the best? Yeah. So, yeah.
I thought that match overall, though, was great, man. The Elite and the Young Bucks, obviously, they beat Hangman Page and the Dark Order. Jade Cargill. What'd you say? I'm sorry. I cut you off.
I threw popcorn. Yeah, I threw popcorn at the screen right at the end of that one.
I'm so I saw them like advertising that you could watch the pay-per-views in the Cinemark. And I know you said you've done it before, but refresh my memory. Like, are people cheering, booing? Is there a lot of people there? Like what's that experience like?
There.
Okay.
It's exactly like being at the show. Everybody's yelling at the screen or booing, whatever. Debating. You can hear debating going on in the audience. It's great.
All right. I thought it was I'm always like, man, I would rather be on my couch with a fridge, very accessible. I love going to the movies for an actual movie, but I don't, and obviously I love going to shows, but I don't know if I could watch a whole pay-per-view, especially one being that long in a movie theater. I might fall asleep. I don't know, get bored, get distracted. I mean, I get distracted at home, so it happens, but I was curious how that whole thing. You might have to like vlog it for us next time. I know.
Sure. Yeah, movie theaters aren't too snacks. You got the big, it's on a huge screen. Like they don't do the whole thing where like how sometimes they'll put something on a screen and then to make it fit, they'll black out partial of the sides, like it's like in Letterbox kind of thing. Yep. They don't even do that. It feels like it's completely across the screen. The sound is good, so you even kind of feel part of the audience because of the sound, because you got a surround sound of the crowd that's there. And then you're able to turn to your somebody that's there and go, wait, was that as bad as I thought that was? And and you can get some confirmation.
Or try to turn over a new leaf here, or you can say, man, that was great, wasn't it?
Sure.
Yeah,
there were parts of this show, there were parts of the show that was good, like that. So it wasn't all bad. Like it was not a completely bad pay-per-view.
Honestly, in total, we eventually get to this. Obviously, I thought that the whole pay-per-view was actually really good. I thought all the matches were decent. I kind of wish that Ricky Starks got the win over Powerhouse Hobbs. Like he's going to be. I feel like Ricky Starks is going to be a star.
Something happened in that match, I think.
You think so? That match between the Acclaimed
it ended weirdly.
Yeah. That match between Swerve in Our Glory, and the Acclaimed, man. That was a match of the night. That was the match of the night.
I think that was the match of the night. I agree.
And it just, man, I wanted the Acclaimed to win so bad.
So did everybody in the crowd. Everything we were all cheering for the Acclaimed.
So
because everybody loves the Acclaimed.
That's right. Off topic here, real quick, but kind of on topic. My men's hockey team won our second championship in a row this past week, and we're all throwing up like a 2, like for our pictures, like a peace sign or just 2 because it's 2 back to back. And every time somebody, like, I'm pretty much the only wrestling fan on my hockey team. Every time somebody's doing it, I just wanted to go, scissor me, daddy ass. But but I didn't. But in my
they'll be
mind,
like,
as a
"What are
wrestling
you-"
fan, that's
Yeah,
what's going
they'll
on.
be like,
You
"What are
don't
you
want to say
doing?"
that to a bunch of guys who play hockey that you're about to go into a locker room with.
No.
But Tony Storm got the win over Jamie Hayter, Sheeta, and Britt Baker. Christian
I was
Cage.
kind of going for Hater in that one.
Were you? I was excited for Tony Storm, man. She deserves that shit. Jericho versus Bryan Danielson was decent. Christian Cage, we get Luchasaurus turning again. This guy's done like 4 360s.
Match.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course you got CM Punk winning the title from Jon Moxley. A decent match.
Going back to Jungle Boy there, he took a hellacious bump on the pyro
grill.
Great grill, might as well call it. Yeah. Because his back was all like, I was like, man, like that was a hell of a place to choose to get choke slammed on, because that thing's been throwing pyro all night and light. So
yeah, his back was jacked up after that. Good for him though to be like, yeah, just fucking do it. Give me that bump. Not cocaine. But any thoughts on the main event? Yeah, that's true.
Main event.
Any thoughts on the main event?
I did so I'll just I know we're gonna kind of go into the aftermath here. Like, you know, I don't mind CM Punk it's almost like Hulk Hogan, right? It's like the in-ring character of CM Punk is pretty cool.
Phil Brooks is an
asshole. Yeah, but it's just like here we're sitting there, right? And then so my girl's going for CM Punk at the beginning of the match. And I can tell it's mainly because of that entrance. Like, he's got one of the best entrance songs. Great entrance. And he looks like the stuff that he wears, his ring gear and everything looks great. Works for him. And then the match starts, right? And it's just like the last match, just like the match with Hangman. My thing with these matches with CM Punk is you can see, I can visibly see the other guy is moving way better than CM Punk. They're just they're in better shape. They look better in the ring, as their movement in the ring is way smoother than his and everything. And here we I gotta go with these guys putting him over, and I'm just kind of disappointed most of the time when I see CM Punk win, because it's just I don't think he deserves to win these matches. I can't see it. But yeah, go ahead. What did you think?
I thought it was a good match. I wasn't crazy about the win. I thought the going back and forth with is Punk hurt? Is he not hurt? I'm just over Punk at this point. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think there's he did hurt his arm. Yeah.
Well, there's a report out today that he fucked up his pec and is out 6 to 8 months, but that could just be covering up too. You never know. Right. But I wasn't emotionally invested in this match. I didn't really care who won either way. But yeah, man, it was just, I don't know. There was just something about it. It was a great match. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't oh my God, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was a good match. No, it was a good main event match, good title change. And I think, honestly, now, obviously with everything that came out afterwards, I think that probably takes away from it too. It might've been a better match than we're kind of thinking, but just because of everything that happened afterwards, your mind's thinking, you're not thinking about how good the match was. You're thinking about everything that happened after the match.
Right.
So there's that. So let's get right into that, man. So overall, great pay-per-view. I thought it was a very solid pay-per-view. I think right now, this time last year is right around where I said I was all elite and I was all in on AEW. I think they pulled me in with All Out every year. And then the debacle happens afterwards at the media scrum. First of all, I know Roman did a little press conference thing afterwards, after Clash at the Castle.
WWE starting to do that now. Yeah.
This is sports entertainment Scripted
Right.
wins, like
Right.
you don't need. This isn't the NFL where you need to explain why something happened or why you called a certain play. Like you don't need these media scrums. Perfect example is what happened this week with
Right.
CM Punk. Give me your thoughts on what happened with CM Punk at the media scrum. We'll get into the fight afterwards.
Right.
But what are your thoughts on the media scrum? The whole thing, like everything he said and everything like that.
Yeah. So for like just to give you some context, like the reason why we're even doing these is New Japan. Like this is a thing from New Japan where they have an event and then they go and talk to like have like a press conference, like it's a real like a real sports event. And I figured this out when China, like when China went over there and had this whole shoot match with a man, and was able to hang with him, right? So she was dishing it out just as much as she was taking him. And then she went to the thing and talked and said, "See, I told you guys, kind of like I told you I was going to be fine." Now going to Punk. Yeah, I just think it kind of like we kind of I think on this show, I think we kind of called this, that it's cool that he came back, but there's two sides of that story of why it didn't work out in WWE.
Right.
Okay. It wasn't just, Vince, I didn't like the storylines Vince has given me, like, which you hear a lot of people that go to AEW say. But when you hear both sides of the story, like every time so far, every time, like you can not like Vince or whatever, what he did with characters, but every time you hear each one of them say, if you don't like what he's giving you, okay, give me something back. Okay, so what is your idea? If you don't have an idea, you're about to go out there and do what he said to do.
Yep.
Right now. So with CM Punk, I just like it feels exactly the same. It just feels like he's just this like really, I think he's entitled. I think he feels like he knows everything. Like it's got to be everything should go the way I think it should go, or it's not right. And I didn't agree with what he said about Hangman Page. I just really, and then here he is, like he won this, I really feel like he was feeling himself after he won this match. He's sitting there eating shit. Yeah. Sitting there eating shit, and he just looks very asshole-ish to me while he's
some
sitting there
vegan muffins.
Yeah. I'm like, God, I was like, how, like, I'm like, aren't you the baby face? It's just like,
right.
And then, so, and again, and most of what he said was absolutely wrong. Like most of it, yeah, he had some points in there. Absolutely wrong. He's still like, I mean, how do you still bring, like, after you're the world champion on another show? Once again, WWE had you have the longest title reign at that point, besides, like, I think only Hulk Hogan had it longer than him.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? Like, I just don't understand why. Like, if that didn't make you happy, nothing will make you happy. And then once again, here we are. Like, so you won the main event in your hometown, and you're still unhappy. So that's why I can't do it. Like, I can't the outside character like of CM Punk. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Everything he said, unnecessary. Like, if you feel that way about the Young Bucks or the EVPs, if you feel that way, why are you saying that shit? If you want AEW to succeed, why are you saying that shit in a press conference after the show with the owner of and the president of AEW sitting right next to you?
And those are the vices. Yep. So vice president.
I've said this to a few different people, where that would never, because of the respect factor, That would never happen with Vince McMahon sitting right there. That would never happen with Triple H right there. Take it out of wrestling. I'm going to use a Patriots reference here, but it's like that would never happen with Mac Jones sitting right next to Bill Belichick or Robert Kraft. Never. And to, again, use the Patriots thing here that I know everybody hates, but the Patriot way, it's like if you get a question in a press conference, you just say, we're not talking about that right now. If you got asked about Colt Cabana, if somebody asked him about Colt Cabana, you just say, that was how many years ago? Why I'm not going to answer that. We're not going to talk about that tonight and move on.
Right.
Like, I get that you're frustrated that they asked the question, but there's adult ways to handle that. And I just think,
I don't think he has.
Yeah. He just threw AEW completely under the bus, bent them over and fucked the shit out of them. Like the world champion. Exactly. That is what your world champion is doing after a phenomenal pay-per-view, a really solid pay-per-view. That's what your world champion is doing in a scripted sports entertainment world. That is what your world champion is doing. Unreal. CM Punk is right there with Goldberg for me right now. And I kind of just like this comeback. I was like, okay, he's going to bring in some lapsed fans here. This could be good. I was all for his comeback. He's going to build some of the younger guys. He hasn't done that. He's just bitched and complained and not made things good for AEW. He's supposed to improve the company. He got some eyes on the product, and we'll get into this a little bit in a new feature on the show. But like this whole thing got eyes on the product, but you're getting all this negative publicity where, like, again, I don't think he doesn't respect Tony Khan. And if he did, he wouldn't have done that. No UFC fighter is doing that with Dana. I almost said Dana Brooke. With Dana White sitting at the podium with him.
Isn't she pregnant?
Is she?
I thought I read something where she.
I don't know.
But going back to your point, like to even go my biggest complaint about AEW has always been hypocrisy. And this is like, so for him to go to this like scrum and accuse Hangman of going to business for himself and then have the rant that he had, who really went into business for themselves?
Exactly.
like hardly anybody knew about what Hangman was like. He's not that big of a person where what he says is going to reverberate that far. Whereas you're CM Punk and you went to the scrum right after a pay-per-view. What you're about to say is about to be viral, whatever you say. Right. So who went into business for themselves? That's what it's hypocrisy again. So my biggest complaint, like if anybody ever asks, like, does DJ like AEW? Actually, I think AEW is pretty good. Like there's a bunch of wrestlers that I'm a fan of on AEW. It's the hypocrisy. Like with fans and with like things like this is my biggest complaint with the company.
Yeah, and fast forward to Dynamite. I mean, MJF had and that MJF and Mox promo in the beginning was phenomenal. Right. However, in gaps in storytelling, why didn't MJF address why Stokely and his crew helped him out?
Kind of left that out, didn't he?
I know Stokely kind of talked about it a little bit later on in the show, but like, if anything, all you had to do was when MJF came out, have Stokely come out with him. If you wanted to put this on the back burner for a little while, obviously bigger fish to fry, huge story coming out with all this stuff, with the media scrum and stuff. And I'm sure Tony Khan has had a week, but he's probably doing a lot of cocaine to relax. But you got to have, I feel like for the story to make sense, you got to have Stokely come out with him and at least shake his hand. And then you can save it for later. Then you can say, all right, next week on Dynamite, MJF addresses Stokely, the situation with Stokely. And I hope they do. I hope they don't just WWE. And again, just to play both sides of the fence, WWE has done the same where
fragments of the story.
Yeah, they'll tell a story, and then next week we're supposed to forget that whole story happened. I fully admit that WWE does the same thing, 100%.
Right.
But
yes,
but this was a huge part of your pay-per-view. Huge part of your pay-per-view. Huge part of your storyline going forward. It's your world title picture. MJF has been gone. He comes back. He's going for that title now with the chip. It's just, I don't know. I thought that was a huge gap missing from Dynamite. However, I did come home from hockey last night and I put Dynamite on immediately because I wanted to see what happens. We get a tournament. We got new trios champions. I was really hoping the best friends would win the trio championship. But,
well, I just from Dynamite, the questions that I had coming out of Dynamite was, okay, how did Sammy Guevara make the world title tournament? Out of all the wrestlers in the company, Sammy Guevara, and I'm okay with Sammy Guevara, and even I'm like, how is he in this tournament? And then I was definitely going for the Lucha Brothers.
Yeah,
they're
so good though.
Trio.
They're really good. The Lucha Brothers are really good. All right, we are going to bring you guys a new feature. Well, we'll see what happens with all this AEW stuff. But it kind of goes right into our new feature here. It is called Winners and Losers of the Week, and it is powered by Manscaped. What? Support for the Run-In Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. We've got 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code RUN20 at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, it's about 12 million balls. We've all been there, getting ready for a little date night action. You're shaving your face and you look down and you say, oh, I got to take care of business below the equator. And then you say to yourself, man, I'm going to put this thing that was just on my balls on my face. Or you nick yourself because it's made for your face and not your balls. And then you got issues all night long. Well, Manscaped sent us the Performance Package 4.0, and it is a game changer. Let me tell you, inside this package, you're going to get their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. First, let's talk about the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. Thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, Lawnmower 4.0 is also waterproof and has a 4000K LED spotlight. You need a more precise shave. Because the trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor, which I know your lady will appreciate. You thought that was good, but we want to take your grooming even further to the next level. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof, provides proprietary skin-safe technology which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. I used this yesterday, and man, I was expecting to have a little tug. Smooth as my balls. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver ball toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me when I say this, fellas. Your balls will look up at you and say, thanks, man. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped Boxers, so comfortable, rocking them right now. And the Shed Travel Bag, which is actually the nicest toiletry bag, travel bag that I've ever seen in my life. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. It's time to take care of yourself. Go to manscaped.com, get 20% off and free shipping with the code RUN20. That's right, get 20% off and free shipping with the code RUN20 at manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping with RUN20 at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. And thanks to our brand new friends, we got Manscaped on board. You guys can use Run20 to save 20% over at manscaped.com. Me and DJ both got a package from them this week. That thing is unreal. I've heard the ads on, millions of different podcasts.
Right.
And I'm like, it can't be that good. Can't be that good. Just like you guys are probably saying that right now. But let me tell you, I got mine in the mail Tuesday. I used it that night. Feeling real good. Man. It improves your confidence. You just feel better down there. And then the extras that they throw in make it. I talk about it in that ad there. I use the nose hair trimmer. And every nose hair trimmer I've used, you get a little tug here and there.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like wincing as you're getting ready to use it. And then this, man, it was smooth as butter.
No, I didn't feel a thing
going in there. I even used it on my ears. I never used ear trimmer before. Ear hair trimmer. I stuck that thing right around the ears, cleaned everything right up. The wife is so happy. Man, just a great experience.
Yeah, because let me tell you, this thing came right in time for this heat wave. And I was like, maybe this will take a few temperatures off the body,
especially that ball toner and crop reviver.
Man, so I'm like sitting pretty in this heat. Those boxers are great. Like the packaging, like the Manscaped, I'm trying to tell you guys, like, thank you for these packages. Like the presentation of these machines is top of the line. You guys will love it.
And the boxers are so comfortable. So comfortable. Check it out, manscaped.com. If you do order something and you use our code, shoot us a screenshot. We're going to send you a little something or put you into a drawing for a little something, free figure, something like that. So if you use our code, send us a screenshot, and whether it's on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, message us, shoot us a message, and we'll get you a little something out in the mail if you use our code. Anyway, it's time for our brand new feature here on the Run In Podcast, Winners and Losers of the Week. Basically, we just take the week of wrestling. We each pick a winner and a loser. I'll go first here. My opinion, winners and losers, powered by Manscaped. AEW's both. They lose because all this negativity is on their product. Their world, like I said when we were just going on our rant, their world champion causing all of this, shitting on the company essentially. But on the other end of that, glass is half full style, you've got a lot of eyes on that product right now. I bet you, we haven't seen the ratings yet, but I bet you last night's Dynamite was one of the highest rated ever. I know my eyes were on it. Even Phil, Hot Take Kid, Phil Gentile, he was watching. So
not all in.
Yeah, exactly. So they are my winners and losers, AEW as a whole, winners and losers. And then I do have an honorable mention for a loser, and that is Dom's shoes. Dominic Mysterio losing his shoes in the middle of kicking Edge in the balls, and then he just had to take the other one off to make. I mean, good for him for thinking of that on the fly.
It happened. Got to just keep
limping
going
around the ring. But those are my winners and losers. Who do you got, DJ?
All right, winner MJF. Just the whole thing, like the mask, the sympathy for the devil to come to the ring. He master heel one more time, like when he got the Dynamite, where he came out and was like this ultra baby face at first, and then as soon as John Moxley flipped the switch, like you're being fake, and then he starts, then he goes in on Buffalo, and the Buffalo Bills wipes his ass with the jersey. Like, so I'm just he's a master heel. Master heel.
As a Pats fan, I was loving that crotch wipe with the Bills jersey. Although Josh Allen did help me win a fantasy football championship, so I will always have a place in my heart for Josh Allen. But
that's funny.
All right, we got some quick news here in the world of Punk, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry. You said
quick, loser was CM Punk. Loser CM Punk.
And that's self-explanatory. Hopefully, I really hope Tony fires him. To be honest, we didn't really get into that. Obviously, the Bucks and Kenny Omega, a couple others suspended. I hope Punk is fired, and I think if he's go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you are a listener and you are and you find yourself like you're a CM Punk fan, which is not like, I get that. I get why you're a CM Punk fan. All I'm saying is really think about this. Like, just think, like, I know you want to back your boy. Just think about it. Just take a step back from your fandom for just a second and pretend like it's any other wrestler and see how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Is all I'm asking.
Yep. There's a lot of people that have turned on him this week, but yeah. But all right, time for some news. Braun Strowman is back. I kind of like this. He's done creating his narrative, and he showed up on Raw. Took a little spill. I don't know if you saw that. He was running around the corner.
And that's all right. Yeah. It's a little rough. We get the guy a chance to get back in there.
He took the tightest slide. I mean, that shit happens to everybody, man. I talk about it all the time, being a goalie and a hockey goalie, and I've left my skate guards on my skates before, and I just walk out on the ice and go right down because obviously you can't do anything if your skate guards are on. And I just laugh about it. I find the video and I threw it up on my Instagram and just laughed at myself. Yeah,
you botch.
Put the Benny Hill theme music behind it and have a laugh. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do with Braun. I like that Hunter is bringing back all these guys, but at the same time, it's like you're going to run into the same problem with AEW, man, or that AEW had, where it's like you've only got so much time for these guys. I understand you have 3 hours to fill on Monday nights, and you have an hour on NXT on Tuesdays, and then you got 2 hours on SmackDown on Friday. But let's not get nuts here, Yeah, no. Pat McAfee, I'm sad about this, but good for him, man, and good for Hunter for letting him go do this. He is going to be doing College Game Day for the rest of the season. So he will be taking a break from SmackDown, but he will return once College Game Day is over. Luckily, college football season is very quick.
Right. No, that means he'll be back right around January.
Just in time for the Rumble.
That's WrestleMania season anyway, right? So that's fine. I'm okay with that.
And again, I love that Hunter came out and said, "Hey, we're gonna let him go do this. We're not gonna stand in his way." Like, they know what they have there. They know they have a huge commodity in Pat McAfee, and that he's good. They want to keep him happy, I'm sure. And then Thunder. Go ahead.
Just went real quick. So, I know Hunter knows that one of the complaints of people leaving was not necessarily, it wasn't even, they got me doing this and that. It was, I want to do other things and I have time to do them in my own time, and they wouldn't let me do it. Which is a valid argument. And I think that's what Hunter is going to kind of put a stop to as well. Like, hey, do the stuff. It's only going to spread WWE even further.
Exactly.
So now you got somebody from WWE on College Game Day, which I watch every Saturday morning. So
or Sasha Banks doing the Mandalorian stuff,
So it only helps the product for people to go out and do other stuff.
Absolutely. Thunder Rosa, there was a rumor going around that she asked for her release. She did not ask for her release, according to multiple reports on Twitter, and then
including her husband.
Yeah. I always forget that she's married.
Her husband did not take kindly to that.
And then there are some rumors to some changes to titles coming.
Yeah, I saw a rumor where Hunter's gonna change the look of titles, which I'm all for. I do not like the big W. That's why I've not purchased any of those belts. I don't like the big W. Give me a design. I'd rather have a big eagle or something like that, not a W.
I was saying that during All Out, that for as much shit as I talk about AEW, their belts are phenomenal.
Yeah,
they are phenomenal. So that's it for the we're back, baby, with In the Ring. We're not done with our show yet, even though I'm out of the game, man. We got to walk that toy aisle. Walk That Toy Aisle is brought to you by our great friends over at Wrestling Collector Shop. Use the code RUN10, get yourself 10% off any order, or changing it up here on you guys a little bit. If you spend $50 or higher, use the code RUNIN, and that'll get you free shipping at WrestlingCollectorShop.com. The normal threshold for free shipping is $75. So if you spend $50, use that code RUNIN, and you'll get yourself free shipping. Some latest updates from Wrestling Collector Shop. Elite 95 and Greatest Hits will be in stock. They will be in stock very, very soon if they are not already. And I say I'm out of the game, man, but I pre-ordered that Elite 95 Hulk Hogan. So I got that coming. I talked about
now
it.
You're being selective is what you're doing.
Dude, I talk about this on Hey, what do you say? I redid my room. I got to put some pictures up. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 elites left. Out of all of the elites I had, not counting Ric Flair's, I have 14 elites left. I had 5 Detolfs full of elites. So now I've got 14 left. I've got a Rootsta, it's called, from IKEA, full of my Hasbros and retros and autographs. And that's it. So I definitely did downsize quite a bit here. I'll talk more about the purge in weekly purchases, but yeah. So yeah, pre-orders coming, man, for Wrestling Collector Shop. He's going to get us a box of giveaways to give away as well. I was actually on their website and noticed WrestleMania 39. We've talked about this in the past, how they'll do the Build-A-Figures, and they will make it so you can order just the Build-A-Figure. So you don't have to buy the whole set of figures and then like try to sell them or whatever. You can buy just a figure. I'm in the middle of purchasing Mean Gene actually right now. So
I think I might. Yeah, I like. I do want a Mean Gene, even though I have him up there as a Hasbro, but I want a Elite now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Then there was that Elite that came out a couple years ago, and it's just way too expensive. Right. The rest of that series, though, is good. It's a Macho Man, Hollywood Hogan, Dusty Rhodes, and The Rock. So if you guys remember this WrestleMania series, it's like the match that was WrestleMania 6, Dusty versus Macho King. That's the that's the two attires that they're going for. And then Hogan versus Rock at WrestleMania 18 is the other. So a bunch of other pre-orders up there as well. Again, use our code RUN10 to save 10% or run in for free shipping. We got some AEW figure reveals at All Out this week. Nothing major. The only one I got really excited about, and again, I don't have any AEW figures. But we saw the Owen Hart. I'm not super impressed with the way those looked. I'm not sure how you're feeling about those.
I didn't like him.
I understand.
I'll just be right out. I didn't like him.
It's his New Japan gear. Like, I get it. Like, you can't put, or his Calgary gear. I can't remember which, but you can't put like his WWE gear on him, obviously. But I didn't like the look of him, man. I wasn't crazy about the look.
Yeah, I think what's kind of been a theme of the AEW figures is the face sculpts. Like they're falling short, like especially because we have something to compare them to. Like, so it was one thing when we had the classics where we didn't have anything else. So it was like, hey, I'm getting that. It looks good enough, right?
Yep.
Now you got competition. Like you have Mattel that takes it very seriously what the faces look like on these figures, and you can't half-ass it. And I think that I kind of feel that they are. And
Mattel's getting better. Like the face skins, I feel like when Mattel are getting better and better and better.
Right.
Perfect example is that Shawn Michaels Ultimate Edition Amazon was great. And then kind of like other end of the spectrum where AEW is really struggling with the face sculpts is the Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross figures. Like I was considering the Tony Schiavone just because he's never had a figure before. And then like on Ringside's Instagram page, they have Tony Schiavone's, and then they have Excalibur right next to him, and Excalibur looks great because he has a mask on. Like but
yeah, the mask figures are fine. Like they I guess it's probably hard to screw up a mask figure, but they the Lucha Brothers always look great when they do a Lucha Brother figure.
Penelope Ford, AEW Unrivaled 11. Shout out to X Lonely, LONELEE 21X. that put in the comments, please package this figure backwards, you creep. Then we got Adam Cole coming to AEW Unrivaled 11. We got Kip Sabian Unrivaled 11. Jericho, another Jericho Unrivaled 11. We got another Darby Allin coming. That is going to be Unrivaled 11 as well. Unrivaled 11 Jungle Boy. What else do we got here? Scrolling through. There's a Thunder Rosa Lights Out match ringside exclusive coming. That'll be part of the Blood and Guts series. We got CM Punk Unrivaled Supreme 4 with real crybaby action. We got the Young Bucks will be coming in Unrivaled Supreme Series 5. We also got Penta and Rey Fenix coming in Supreme Collection 3. I want to see these Supreme figures in stores, and they supposedly are. Unrivaled 15 is going to be Ethan Page, Samoa Joe, Pac, Jade, Scorpio Sky, Max Caster, and Anthony Bowens. Hell yeah, we're getting Ethan Page and the Acclaimed. I'm excited about that. And I believe Samoa Joe's first AEW fig.
I believe so. Yeah.
We're also going to get Unmatched 10. That's going to be Alex Reynolds, Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, William Regal getting a figure, John Moxley, Yuta. In his picture, he's got a Ring of Honor belt. So that'd be cool if they do the Ring of Honor belts in these series. And Tony Storm, another figure that should be packaged backwards. Unmatched Collection 9 will be Britt Baker, the Young Bucks, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Kenny Omega, and Brandon Cutler. Unrivaled 14 is going to be Swerve Strickland, Chris Statlander getting another figure, Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, Keith Lee, Trent Beretta, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Not a lot of new. Well, I take that back. Unrivaled 13 is going to be Sting, Danhausen, Bunny, the Blade, the Butcher, Darby Allin, and Wardlow. So Danhausen getting his first like 6-inch action figure.
The
Unmatched
Wrestling's Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Unmatched 8 is going to be Penta, Malachi Black, Adam Page, CM Punk, Abaddon, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King. Abaddon will be a great looking figure, I bet.
And so Malachi once again is going to be leaving a company.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
While a figure is coming out.
That I don't want to talk shit about him leaving because apparently it's like a lot of like mental health stuff. So like
I wouldn't like anybody after that wanting to leave. I would not. Like, I mean, for real. Like, it's like, dude, this is like, it looks like it's fault. Like, and we've been hearing about like, even from old Dave is even saying that the locker room is not very happy right now.
Yeah.
So, you know,
yep. We're also getting an Unmatched Series 7 of CM Punk LJN. The render of this looks like a retro, but we're getting all these CM Punk figures too now. It's a little crazy. I think that
will be not there.
Yeah, exactly. Man, that Thunder Rosa Blood and Guts figure, there's actually pictures of it on there.
Mm-hmm.
The only AEW like line or figures that I've thought of collecting is the Blood and Guts because it's so unique. Mm-hmm. You got the Britt Baker, you got Kenny and John Moxley, you got the Blood Brothers of Cody and Dustin Rhodes. Sorry, Siri. There's some good stuff in there, but I can't do it. I can't jump into a new wave.
I'm a Thunder Rosa collector, so I'll be getting that.
Yeah, it's a good figure, man. That really is. Yeah. It's going to look great.
Yep.
And then Powertown. These are the I don't want to say retros. They're retro guys.
Right.
They are. We've talked about them in the past because they were starting to put everything together when we took our hiatus. Powertown Wrestling. It's a bunch of the old guys. It's like Vern Gagne, Kerry Von Erich, Bruiser Brody,
in their primes.
Yeah, exactly. So we've talked about these. It was a Kickstarter originally. I was kind of skeptical. Phil actually had one of the guys that's runs the company on his podcast, on the Fig Cave podcast. And I still wasn't sold after talking to the guy. But if you go to powertownwrestling.com, you will be able to pre-order these figures. The pre-orders are going to go live September 16th. They are $45 each, which I think is a little steep, but I say that not see. First of all, we haven't seen an actual figure. Everything we've seen is renders, computer renders. We haven't seen the actual figure yet. DJ, I know you're like super excited for the Kerry Von Erich. Now, if we don't see an actual figure in hand and it's just computer renders, are you still going to pre-order on September 16th, or are you going to try to hold out until you see something in hand? Uh-oh, we lost DJ. What happened?
It's like all of like, well, so that's like, so when you have heat waves like this in California,
Oh,
power will blink on and off.
gotcha. All right. What was the last thing you heard?
Your Phil was thinking about buying these. I think you were about to say.
Phil had the guy on his podcast. That's all I said.
Got it. So
okay. Yeah, DJ. So these are going to be $45 each with bundles available. Now, I know you're a huge Kerry Von Erich fan.
Mm-hmm.
We have not seen these actually in hand. They've just been computer generated.
Yeah.
Are you buying Kerry Von Erich for $45, or are you waiting until you see one in hand?
I would love to see them. Because I also would like to get a Bruiser Brody. But I'd like to see him. Like, if they, I don't know. Like, because I already got a pretty good Kerry figure up there. And $45, that's like, two elites.
Yeah.
So, so this better be a damn good figure for $45.
I'm curious, are they up for pre-order yet? Because I was going to compare them to the Chella 6-inch line that they're doing. I don't know if Dynamite Kid is up for or Sabu is up for pre-order yet. No, it doesn't look like they are. So we don't have a price to compare them to. But yeah, $45 seems like a lot for something we haven't seen in hand yet. Like I said, I want to see it in hand, then maybe make a decision. But you guys will be able to order on PowertownWrestling.com. The belts look great. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I want this. I want everything to succeed. I want AEW to succeed. I want this line to succeed. I want Chella to succeed. I want Zombie Sailor, even though he can be a tool, to succeed. Just because competition makes everything better. So
sure.
We'll see what happens with these. But an update from Figure Collections. Speaking of them, Chella Toys social medias has been a little silent for the last few weeks. So here's an update that Figure Collections posted yesterday. I also shared this to our Instagram, but here it is. Hello, I know Chella Toys socials have been silent for a bit, but the owner is still in regular contact with the factory, getting projects in line. There was an issue with Chella's former factory rep in China, and it caused significant delays with a lot of the projects. The owner of Chella has had a difficult time communicating this due to family difficulties, but wants you to know everything is still coming. Again, everything is scheduled to come out. That is not changing, but it would be wrong to continue to share project release dates until this new factory rep approves themselves. I will have more updates in the coming weeks, and what I can do is share where Chella is at with their projects as follows. Uncensored Dynamite Kid, that's a 6-inch line, are 100% assembled. The factory is scheduled to be boxing the figures over the next couple weeks and then into their shipping cases. So there you go, DJ. I know you're looking for that Dynamite Kid. Right. Sabu is still in development and tentatively scheduled for first quarter of 2023 release. Gangrel Retro is still in production. It bums me out to say, but it is a couple months behind. Big Daddy has been carted at the factory and will be shipping from China within the next several weeks to Chella partners. Al Snow will be the next of the retros to see a release, available at Wrestling Trader and eventually FC. July's pre-order figures are still in development, shooting for a Q1 2023 release. Greg Valentine's carding should be completed soon. We're looking to scrap the contest idea in order to narrow our focus on the projects we've promised. Blue Meanies BCW style figure molds are nearly 100%. Brian Clark's mold also with the same completed progress. Macho Man's BCW molds are scheduled to be started next week or sooner. A different factory is handling this project to help alleviate some of the backlog of projects. Luna Vachon molds are being completed as I write this, and we will have pre-order information available once the molds are closer to being completed. The reason for the delay on this, we weren't happy with the way the first 2 prototypes came out, but the newest prototype with an adjustment design looks fantastic, and we'll be excited to show it off soon. So there's your update from, and they put some pictures together. The new Luna Vachon actually does look really good compared to the old one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably pre-order that one because she was in that era. Put her next to Bam Bam Bigelow. So there's your update from Chella if you're wondering what the hell's been going on with them. But yeah, that's pretty much the news in the world of wrestling figures. Oh, I lied actually. Boss Fight Studios, they have made the Legends of Lucha Libre figures, and they will be putting out a new series 2, wave 2, I should say. 6-inch action figures. They are going to be of Perros Del Mal, Ultimo Dragon, Vampiro, and Black Taurus. Each figure is $22.99 and due first quarter of 2023.
There you go.
Pre-order
$22.99. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. You can pre-order now from Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. So these actually look pretty good. They're just computer generated again, prototypes or whatever you want to call them. But they look good, man.
If they Vampiro
come out, yeah, the Vampiro, man. I saw that and I was like, oh baby, I love Vampiro.
I like both WCW and AAA. I'm a fan of Vampiro. Like he's
nice,
underrated.
Yeah, yep, for sure, man. Then we got to look at some new pops, including a Sergeant Slaughter G.I. Joe pop. I am trying like hell to get out of the pop game. I sold all my Office pops and all my Simpsons pops and all my WWE pops. I've got a few left that are like people you can't get good action figures of. For example, like Seinfeld, Cheers. Like the Simpsons, I'm like, why did I buy these, man? I should have went in on the Playmates line. That Playmates line, while it's dangerous because there's a ton of them, way cooler. Just buy your favorite characters, or even like the Super Sevens and stuff like that. So I have downsized my pops quite a bit. Gave a bunch to my kid. I still got like one shelf that I need to figure out what I'm doing with, like some Toy Story ones. I got Prince, Elton John, Freddie Mercury, Weird Al, Ren and Stimpy, Slimer, Goldberg from, not Goldberg the wrestler, Goldberg from Mighty Ducks.
Right.
All on there as well. So
I'm keeping my music ones.
Yeah, the music ones are tough too because and I have like the 5-pack of Pearl Jam. I did pre-order the Liam and Noel Gallagher because Oasis is one of my favorite bands ever. So but I got rid of the WWE ones and I had the Dusty Rhodes polka dot one pre-ordered and I canceled it. So there is a Hasbro Disney Plus Day celebration going on because today, while we record, is Disney Plus Day. Over on Hasbro Pulse, you can get the She-Hulk Marvel Legends, $24.99. You can get Star Wars Galactic Action, The Mandalorian and Grogu interactive electronic figure for $36.99. Marvel Legends series Red Skull for $24.99. Howard the Duck for $24.99. I loved that movie. And actually,
it's one of those cult classics. Yeah,
I actually was like fairly old when I found out that Howard the Duck was actually a
Marvel
character. I didn't know that. I just remember watching the movie as a kid, not realizing he was a superhero. I just like loved the movie. I don't know.
Right. I remember seeing like you're saying, like, growing up, that movie would come on like during the summer. Like it's one of those, like you had the movie channels and one of those movies that would just come on every day. And then one day I just was bored and I sat there and looked at you'll sit there and look at the credits.
Yep.
And then that's when I found out, like in the credits, it was like based on a character from Marvel Comics. I was like, wait, what now? You know, and then sure enough, I went to the comic book store and there he was, and I was like, he's a comic book character. Okay,
nice.
Yep.
There is some other stuff on there. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but Agent Jimmy Woo from Marvel is on there. There's some zombie figures. They're like pulling the what WWE did a couple years ago with the zombie line. You can get Scarlet Witch, Iron Man, and then there's some Star Wars stuff for pre-order as well, including Miggs Mayfield, who is Bill Burr. So kind of cool that Bill Burr, the comedian, is getting a figure.
Nice. Yeah. I saw that one in Target. I go to usually I go to a show when it comes around. If there was ever a meet and greet, I would probably get one of those.
Oh hell yeah. He just played Fenway Park actually, and was the first comedian to play Fenway Park, and he sold it out. So
I believe it. He's a great he's a wonderful comedian. he's
and it wasn't like just one section of Fenway Park. It was like the legit like same setup as Lady Gaga, where people are on the field and in the grandstands.
Wow.
Like legit a comedy show sold that out. It's kind of crazy to think about, but and then Hot Toys DJ. Hot Toys got some new drops. Iron Man 2 Mark 5 1/6 scale figure, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and Valkyrie all coming to Hot Toys. You buy any Hot Toys lately?
I'm waiting. I want the Rock Black Adam is what I want. When that drops, that's just an automatic pre-order. Like they have this one premium figure already, but it's like that, you know, that $1,500 version figure, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the regular, you know, $200 Hot Toy.
Yep.
Not the $1,500 one.
Yeah,
I'm not that big of a Rock fan.
Next time you're at Barrios, man, I'm still looking for that Ric Flair.
It's still that, and the Warrior is still there.
I saw it on his Instagram. So
yes,
if he wants to get rid of it, let me know. We'll work out a payment plan.
It's a great figure. It's a great because he has them up there in like when you're in line for the meet and greets, and you get to look at those close up, and they're all of those figures that you see on Sideshow for WWE are they're fantastic. Just
put it in your pocket. Put it in your pocket.
I don't have pockets that big. Because by the way, all those figures, but folks, if you don't know what we're talking about, so go to Sideshow, do WWE. I think they have Stone Cold, The Rock, Ric Flair, Undertaker, Ultimate Warrior,
and Hulk Hogan.
And they're the size of your torso. Like imagine a figure that's the size of your torso with the detail of a painting, basically.
Yeah. The Ric Flair and Ultimate Warrior are sold out. Like you can't get them anymore. That's why the prices are like, I remember looking on eBay and it was like $1,200. So, and I remember, what's funny is I remember like seeing them on like WWE Shop.
Right.
And I just was like, I don't need that. I need it.
All right. You need it. It's kind of like me with the Wolfpack Sting.
Yeah.
I didn't do it I don't know why. I have no idea why. Maybe it was a bad relationship I was in, but I let it pass by, and then now I am trying to find one for like, you know, under $100. Yeah.
Tough, man. Like we've said before, man, if you want it, buy it, and then hold on to it. You can always resell it. So, although it seems like prices are dropping on things, but that's a episode, that's another episode. Time for our weekly purchases and purge update.
All right.
I'll let you go first, DJ. I know you had a busy summer of purchases, man. What do you got here?
Woo. Okay.
We don't have to go through the whole summer either. Whatever you want to talk about, just throw it out there.
Okay. So I did get like Walmart did send my Series 2 Superstars. So that was Hall, Nash, Shawn Michaels so far, and because the Warrior be out later.
Yep, so good, right?
Yeah, they're not out, and like I have not seen them ever, and it's still Series 1 around here.
Yep, same here
in the store. So I'm glad that I did order them. I'll just say this. I'm not a MLC collector, especially for these. I'm not going to sell them, so I'm going to take them out of the package eventually.
Yep.
If you are, I would wait till they get to the store. If you're an MLC collector, I'll just say that, because they put them they don't put them in cardboard boxes for these figures. They put them in the baggy kind of
for
packaging.
shipping them.
Yep. And the cardboard is all it's all bent up, and
it depends though. Like, I think it's just whatever Walmart is feeling like that day, to be honest with you. Like, not trying to be funny at all, because I got Hulk Hogan. Wait, did I get Hulk Hogan from? I got Hulk Hogan from Walmart shop. Never mind. I got Honky.
Did you get him from? Yeah.
Honky Tonk Man. I got from Walmart.com. Like, they actually shipped it. And they the box that it came in, that came in a box. And then when I got the Shawn Michaels and the NWO set, those came in a bag, or like one of those came in a bag. So it was like totally random. I'm like, which one came with which? Definitely, if you have the opportunity to either buy them from Paul Mart store or find them in stores, do it. Because Walmart does not give
if you're an MLC collector.
Yeah, if you're an MLC collector.
Because it doesn't make a difference to me.
Yeah.
And then going on my my Black Adam thing, I did find a Black Adam at like The Rock as Black Adam McFarlane.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and that one's looking pretty, like the McFarlane, like I they're one of those, when they make an action figure, I don't worry at all. When McFarlane makes something.
Yeah, no, me neither. They usually do a pretty solid job. I've seen that Peacemaker. Like, I love that show, and that Peacemaker, John Cena, has been like chilling in my Target, and I'm always like,
right. And that's I don't know if you've seen the hot toy for that.
I have.
Okay. Because they did a great. Because I'm just saying they did a great job on that figure as well.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. All the Cena fans out there, maybe you want to take a look at it.
Those I cannot wait for. I pre-ordered the Ultimate Warrior.
Same.
Superstars, but as soon as that thing shows up on like Paul Mart store, I'm gonna buy it from there, because I don't trust Walmart. I haven't seen a ton of them in store. I actually haven't even seen for Series 1. I've only seen Ric Flair and Bray Wyatt in store. I never saw Hollywood Hogan or Honky Tonk Man. So
those stores I can get Series 1 anytime I want.
Nice.
I already have them. But anytime I want, I can walk in. Yeah, you can walk into a Walmart right now and get the whole set.
Gotcha. That's crazy. It's so crazy, like what's different out there versus here and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, that's always interesting to me. Like, that is an interesting conversation. I know we've had somebody, I'll say it in our Facebook group, where we were like, somebody that works somewhere. I'll just say that. And they were like, "Oh, look what I got," and we're like, "No, dude,
yeah,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't be that guy." Did you got your ring and your and stuff in, right?
Yes, and I did. So some of you probably heard the little bit of panic that Hasbro had, and they admit it, that there was a couple of mistakes. Yeah, or Mattel, I'm sorry. With the Macho. Like, if you ordered in time, you should get Macho, right? And there were some people that they, because it was very vague. Like, if you noticed your on your ordering, like, I would say, let's say the first couple of days when you got your ring, for those who ordered it. And it was pretty vague about the Macho. It's like, wait, this should say I'm getting Macho. What's going on?
Yeah.
Now
there's a lot of commotion about that. And
yes,
Rob from Mattel, who's in the Fig Cave, was not happy about the he wasn't a dick about it or anything like that, but
no,
he was like, everybody needs to relax. Everybody is getting their Macho. What it sounded like was that it wasn't showing up on your order, or whatever, and one or two people panicked, and that sent the internet into a frenzy, and everybody was like, oh my God, mine's not showing. They called Mattel. Somebody at Mattel in you call customer service line, they don't always know what the hell's going on. So they call customer service, and customer service is like, yeah, you're not getting one. And people started freaking out. And Rob from Mattel and Steve from Mattel, both, credit to them. Rob went on Instagram, or on the Fig Cave, and put that everybody needs to calm down. Everybody's getting one. And Steve went on to like one of the figure message boards or whatever, and essentially said the same thing. Like, everybody needs to calm down. Everybody's getting one. You guys are freaking everybody out. So don't always believe what you hear on the internet. But yes, you can go into your Mattel Creations account and see that now you should have like a 1 cent charge.
Yes, and to their credit, they like, okay, let's make it very clear, like that you're getting it. Which they like. I think, like, you know, to the people that had questions about it, to their credit, I think that should have been from the beginning. They should have had it like that at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I did have, like, so I was one of the people that had listeners DM me and say, hey, I just called over there and I ordered like the first day that they heard about it and was told that they weren't getting one.
Yeah.
So for some people, it was a real thing that happened to them. I think they were able to call back and resolve it, but for that moment, like, you know, you give up all that cash, right? You know, you're like, I want everything that comes with it. So I did.
Well, yeah, and a lot of people had already like sold theirs before they even got it, and they're like, we'll include Macho Man, and now you're like, oh shit, I might not be getting a Macho Man. I panicked for a minute, but I was like, I'm gonna wait and see what happens, like, overnight. Like, I'm sure the Mattel guys, like Bill, Steve, and Rob, are very good about
they're
responding to stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna wait and let this kind of blow over. I got the number. I'll call in the morning if I have to. Sure enough, at like 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, Rob from Mattel was like, yeah, you guys are good. Everybody calm down. So all good on the. What'd you think? Did you open your ring and everything yet, or no?
Because I'm going to sell it. So I did not. I want to make it to when I do sell it that, hey, this hasn't even been opened.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, like, I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Like, some folks have said do a raffle. Which might be a good way to do this.
That was good for that worked out well for Mike in the Fig Cave group.
Yeah. So that might be, you know, look out on my socials. There might be, you might get a chance to get a ring for a fraction of the price.
Yeah, that's right. Hold on 1 second here.
Like, unopened, the entrance and action figures included, because I know some people like wanted the entrance and figures, and they want to sell the ring for the price of the ring. I've seen that.
Yeah,
I'm like, good luck with that, bro.
So I got mine. And friend of the show, Dan Christensen, wanted to buy the 2 figures like right away. So kudos to him too, because this was like, as it shipped, he wanted to do this. He was like, he saw that I gave him a number. He saw that the prices were going up, and he was like, dude, I'm gonna send you some extra cash because, like, you're selling these to me way too low. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks, man.
What a guy.
Yeah, exactly. Now that the prices are going back down a little bit, I did not return the favor because he already paid me. But and he already got the figures, so sorry, man. And then the ring I sold to somebody in the Fig Cave, and somebody was actually interested in buying the cardboard crowd, which is actually just like a part of the box. It's not even like, I thought it was like the sturdy cardboard, but the guy was in the UK and the shipping price was way too expensive for him. So, but I kept the entrance for one of them, and it's part of my display now. Like, it's just
your
so
display
cool.
looks dope with it. Yeah.
No. I couldn't sell that. I have another set coming, and Dan Christensen actually is buying the whole set and the Macho. I'm undecided if I'm selling my extra Macho yet. I kind of want to see it and then make a decision. I have a feeling once I see it, I'm not going to want to sell it until I see like what the prices are going for. You know, but yeah, I got that. I got the new retros in. I have not opened those yet. I was going to unbox them for the Patreon, but Phil just messaged us and said that he was going to do it for the Patreon. So one of us will be doing an unboxing in the Patreon of the retros. That's the Bret Hart Anvil and Jimmy Hart and Nikolai Volkov retro set. And other than that, though, man, I'm just purging. I haven't gotten anything else.
I think I'm gonna have a partial purge myself. So especially like when it starts to, like, when WrestleMania even starts to get closer here, which like that's I guess I should say that in purchases, like I will be there like for sure.
I'm working on it. I'm working on being there.
I'm gonna say this, like, as I've seen the prices of tickets, like just buying tickets, and what I chose to do, I'm gonna say this for the audience. Take a look at this company called On Location. On Location, you probably saw, like, if you are subscribed to WWE stuff, like, you probably got an On Location email about WrestleMania tickets. So I did look at it, and I was like, wait a second. So this is offering me both nights sitting in section 100. And you get all kinds of stuff with it, and boom, and you're done. Like, you don't have to you don't have to go looking around at who's gonna, like, selling third party and how much it's gonna cost. And especially if you wait for, like, like certain announcements to happen that might be in the main event, that's really gonna jack the price up.
Right.
I'm like, so I'm done. Like, it's done. Like, I'm going. And I just, and sitting in section 100 there's a group on Facebook that's pretty cool that, like, shows they had the person sit in each section and take a picture of what it's going to look like.
Wow.
And so the section I'm sitting in is like, it's like right, like, so you're going to have the ring, and then you have all the floor seats, and then right when it starts to rise, that's where I'm sitting in the second row. Nice. Of when the seats
that's like perfect rise
above. Right. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm zero complaints. Zero.
Yeah. I'm still working with a buddy I have who lives out there to see he's definitely in. I'm just trying to make the logistics of it all work. Travel. He's got, like, Airbnbs in his building. We're working like with one of our friends to see if he wants to go. So there's some moving parts, but I think I'm going to be out there. I already told my wife I'm going. So
yeah, Kenny and I will be out there.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then my kid got pissed because he was like, I want to go. And I'm like, no, sorry, this is an adult trip. And then they announced that next year it's going to be in Philly. And I was like, I will, if you still like wrestling in a year, I will bring you to Philly. So we'll see what happens. But that wraps up Walk That Toy Aisle. Time for one of my favorite segments that we do, Falls Count Anywhere. Falls Count Anywhere is brought to you by Homage. You guys can pay homage by hitting our website, runinpod.com. Click on deals and go over to Homage. And you guys can also use a discount code. If you've never purchased from Homage before, we're giving you 15% off. All you got to do is use the code RUNINPOD and get 15% off your first order. NFL starts tonight when we record, or tonight of the day that we're recording. They've got brand new NFL Blitz shirts, almost for every team, I believe. The Patriots have a Mac Jones one. I'm looking to see what the Raiders got. There's TJ Watt, there's Josh Allen, but yes, NFL Blitz as in the arcade game. Pretty dang cool, man. I'm really thinking about the Mac Jones one. I have this weird thing though, like, where I don't want to wear a player's shirt of somebody who's younger than me.
At least it's a jersey. Like, it's not like you didn't do the $120 jersey of.
Oh, this isn't even a jersey. It's just like a picture of Mac Jones.
Oh yeah,
throwing.
So that's all right.
So I'd get the Tom Brady one for the Bucks, but it's red, and I don't wear red. So
right.
Yeah, they got Mahomes. They don't actually have a Raiders one. If I wear Red Sox stuff, it's blue. It's like dark navy blue. Yep, no red.
I learned something.
So, yeah, no Raiders. No Raiders.
That's hilarious. I mean,
NFL
like,
blitz. I thought they'd do Devontae
that's what I thought.
Adams, or even Carr.
That's what I would have picked. Carr is just not really a blitz. You don't think of him as a blitz kind of a player.
I mean, you don't think of that of Mac Jones either. I think it's more of like just we're gonna pick a guy like the biggest name on this roster and use it. So,
right.
But check out all the new stuff.
Yeah, Mac Jones. That is. I'm looking at him now.
Yeah.
The guy that's gonna throw for 75 yards.
Oh boy.
Gets on blitz. Like what?
Yeah. Oh boy.
You're either running or throwing a bomb.
It's funny that we're talking about this because the first thing I had on our list for Falls Count Anywhere is NFL season kicks off today. And I was curious how you think the Raiders are going to do, DJ.
I think it's hilarious that like most people have them finishing 4th in the division.
That's a tough division, dude. Just saying.
It's a tough division. But here's my so first off, I don't think Denver was just a quarterback away. I think people made a mistake on that. And then that quarterback being Russell Wilson, I want to see him play before I start saying, some people have him MVP candidate. I'm like, whoa, can we see that? Like, I think I need to see a couple weeks first before going to that. Because he didn't play particularly well, in my opinion, the last couple of years in Seattle. Then you have the Chiefs with no Hill. There are games like think real good where there were games where like they were losing, right? Mahomes all of a sudden would run around and just throw it out there. And then Hill would run right under it, and it's a touchdown, and that changes the whole momentum of the game. That guy's not there now. He's not going to just be able to chuck it out there and see what happens at the with this group of people. So I want to see them play. The Chargers are the Chargers. Like this is for whatever reason, everybody's they're going to be good. They're like I think somebody picked them to go. Shannon just picked them to go to the Super Bowl. Let's see. No. Okay, now let's go to Raiders. So we got your boy drawing plays. Who I was always one thing about the Patriots, I screw around talking about them, but that's one thing they always had was the play calling worked. It doesn't matter. We make fun of Mac Jones. He barely throws it over 10 yards, but it was freaking working, right? Like people were open and it works.
You play to win the game.
Hey, so that's that's what was exactly. And so when I was seeing what was happening in these games, it's preseason, but you got to work on your stuff. The 2s and 3s were marching down the field, with this offense. I'm like, can you imagine this with the 1s? So that I've never seen them this organized on offense ever. It's usually vertical, like Al Davis would want vertical. And so now they actually draw plays. Like this is very good. So Devontae Adams, you got Jones on the other side for rushing the passer. They're a little bit different than they were. So they're going to the playoffs. I got playoffs for the Raiders.
All right. My here's my analysis of the Pats this season. I hope my biggest hope for this year is that Mac Jones doesn't regress because they have Devontae Parker, who I think is like under the radar signing for them because he's a slot receiver. Yep. Yeah, he's a PPR guy. There's too many question marks to say this team is going to make the playoffs. Dolphins got better. The Bills still run that division as of right now. And I just think third place is going to be happening for the Pats. I don't think they'll be as bad as the Jets. I think they'll be middle of the road. But I don't think they'll be as bad as the Jets. But I don't think they're winning the division. And I know there's another playoff spot. I think they might be missing the playoffs though this year. I think they might be missing the playoffs. I will.
So no wild card, or
I don't think they'll make the wild card. I think they're going to end up like 17 games now, right? I think they're going to end up like 7-10, 8-9. Like I think they're going to be like that middle of the road team where you're like, fuck, just lose so you can get a good draft pick.
Yeah. Again, on all honesty, looking at them. So first off, I think Bill is trying to prove that it was him, not Brady, kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely. And you would be too. I think anybody in that situation would be
probably. So I don't know if I would do this no coordinator thing.
That's a Bill Belichick thing though. Like he's done that. People are making a big deal out of that, but he's done that before.
Mm-hmm.
Just he's not into the titles.
Okay. And then I'm gonna say like some of the roster maneuvers I feel like is kind of I'm gonna make that, like, you guys might think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna make this work kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, that's classic. That's his MO, man.
Right.
That is his MO.
Kind of it can bite you in the butt. Just like my favorite team to dislike, the Cowboys, who, have a guy that's out, Jerry Jones out here saying, I need 1 + 1 to be 3, and they just lost, so here we go with they just lost their left tackle. They lost all these players. But yet I have people saying that they're going to the NFC title game and that they're going to win their division running away. And don't you just love week 1,
Yeah.
where everybody thinks they're going to win titles? And
again,
I was watching Skip and Shannon. I was watching Skip and Shannon right before this. Like, you got Skip saying that the Panthers are going to be the wild card.
Oh God.
And he's one of those that picked the Cowboys, of course, to go to the NFC title game. You got Shannon got the Chargers going to the effing Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I'm just like, yeah, y'all been reading too much stuff over the summer, I think.
Yeah. Everybody's got an opinion, man. When the season starts, it's wild.
And in our fantasy football league, the guy that won't trade me Derek Carr, I'm upset with right now.
Maybe it's because they're not history wise, they're not great fantasy performers. I try to stay away from like guys that are on my team. Like I try to stay away from even like baseball. I try to stay away from the Red Sox. Try to stay away from Patriots. Just because it's just I try to keep everything separate. But we'll do this again that we did last year where we picked the Sunday night game. You just talked about them a little bit. The Cowboys taking on the Bucks week 1 here Sunday night. Who do you like, the Bucks or the Cowboys at the Cowboys?
This is actually a tough game to pick. Even after I just, had some fun with the Cowboys, but the Buccaneers also, like, a
lot of questions.
They got some questions. They both teams got the Riddler shirts on right now. But I'm gonna say, like, just because I think Brady, I was again, Skip and Shannon. Parsons has been talking, right? He's like, oh, it's time to get Brady out of here, kind of thing. I'm gonna get him. And you don't do that with Tom Brady. You just go in quiet. And then, like you said, to beat Tom Brady, you got to get him off the spot. We all know this. But you don't say nothing. Like, you just say, hey, he's good, and we're gonna do our best, and then go to the game. And then, then in your own huddle, say, okay, we're gonna rip his head off, like that. You do it there, not publicly. So a pissed off Brady, you don't want to piss off Brady. Playing, I'll even admit that. Once you piss off Brady, that's not a good thing. So, and I think he did that. He gave them some bulletin board stuff, and I think that was not good. Now, so I think that I have to go with the Bucks with that.
I'm going Bucks just because I like.
Because it's your boy.
To quote you, they're my NFC team.
Hey,
only because of Brady. Only because of Brady.
Right. Hey, that's how it was in our house. Like you had your main team, like the team that you were an absolute fan of, and then we gave you a team in the other conference. Like you cannot have two teams in the same conference.
Gotcha. I've done that with baseball. I'm like I don't necessarily like cheer for that team, but like a team I want to see do good. That's the
Right.
Bengals are like that because my stepdad is a huge Bengals fan.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who's a Bears fan. I pay attention to the Bears a little bit. A friend who's a Vikings fan. I'll pay attention to them.
Right.
A friend who's a Browns fan. I pay attention to them a little bit. And then the Bucks are just like my own curiosity, where I'll pay attention to them as well. So, yeah, and it changes from year to year. Even in baseball, it's the same thing. Like I said, it was the Cubs, and then the last few years, even though they're a division rival, it's been the Blue Jays. Like they're just interesting to me because they have all these
interesting
players. Kids.
Blue Jays are Blue Jays are interesting.
So,
but yeah, just like you, my dad, like my father was lifelong Rams fan.
Okay.
So so then you kind of have to like put them in your back pocket.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm excited for some NFL action. Let's do some what you watching, and then we'll get out of here, man. What do you got on the TV these days?
So I've been watching the Lakers Legacy on Hulu.
How many freaking Lakers series do we need?
Well, so the HBO series is very sensationalized, and it kind of reminds you of, like the typical HBO show, basically. And whereas this is a documentary done by the actual Bus family.
Oh, okay.
And they go into absolute detail and with no punches, held back. Like they Jeannie talks about how my dad was a playboy, and there were plenty of younger women that as soon as they wanted to get married, that's basically when he cut you off. I didn't like Jeannie posed in Playboy. I did not know that until
I didn't know that either.
Until this series. And it brought back memories. Like I remembered I know how you guys make fun of how old I am. I remembered the indoor.
We don't make fun of you.
League.
We remind you of how old you are.
Like there was an indoor soccer league that had a team in every city, and there was the LA Lasers that was the indoor soccer team, and there was a tennis league, and there was the LA Strings. I remember that, and I didn't know that so it was always a family business, and like one of the siblings always owned one of those teams, so pretty cool.
Pretty interesting. Yeah, that's crazy. I had no idea. What else you got? Anything else you're watching?
And then I got I'm liking that Game of Thrones spinoff, and also the Lord of Rings one on Amazon. And also She-Hulk. I've been watching the She-Hulk every week.
Nice. My kids started it, but I have not watched it yet. So
where everybody was flipping their lid because she was twerking with Megan Thee Stallion, like that was just something. I'm like, you heard Megan Thee Stallion was on the episode and you didn't expect it, and that's not what you expected. Like,
yeah, what do you expect?
Yeah,
well, people are stupid. People are dumb. I watched Only Murderers in the Building, which is really good actually. That's on Hulu, and then me and the wife took it in. Martin Short, Steve Martin, they are both really good in it. And I gotta say this, Selena Gomez is in it. She is fantastic acting wise. I was surprised. I saw her name pop up on the credits in the beginning, and I was like, what? Why are we watching this? Why are we watching this, babe? And she's really good in it. She is super enjoyable, super likable. And yeah, she just does a great job through the whole show. I'm digging it. And then I'm listening to a book that I think you guys will find interesting as listeners. It's called There's Just One Problem. It is by Brian Jurwitz, I believe is how you say his name. True Tales from the former one-time seventh most powerful person in WWE. Mick Foley actually just put his book over as well. He was a writer for WWE. Talks about his interactions with Vince, The Rock, Austin. He was a huge Piper fan. Worked close with Michael Hayes. It's very, very good listen. I'm going through it on Audible, and it is a very, very good listen. Highly recommend if you guys have not checked it out to check it out. It's really good.
What's the name?
It's called There's Just One Problem by Brian Jurwitz, Gewirtz. So good stuff, really good stuff. Again, I can't recommend it enough. So check that out at some point. You will not be disappointed. Other than that, though, DJ, I think it's time to wrap this shit up. Good to be back, man. Long episode. Obviously, lots to talk about this week. Just over the 2-hour mark, but we'll clean things up, trim things up a little bit as we go along here. Couple shout outs here for you guys before we get on out of here. Don't forget to check out the Fig Cave podcast. That's Phil Gentile and now Nikki Choke, who is a friend of the show and a Patreon member. So make sure you check that out. Conversations with Kenny, of course, our boy Kenny over at the Call Up. Wrestling Collectors Shop. Don't forget about that Manscaped code. Go to manscaped.com. Use the code RUN20 for 20% off. Send us something that you use the code, and we'll send you a little something. Make sure you check out Barrios Toys. You guys can check us out on Twitter at Run In Podcast. Our Instagram is at the Run In Pod, and TikTok. Mean Dean Wireman running the social media machine. Just search for the Run In Podcast, and you should be able to pull us right up. Go check all those out. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/runinpod. Lots of good stuff up there. $1 tier, $5 tier, and $10 tier. You can get all the information over at patreon.com/runinpod. We're making it worth your while to jump in on the Patreon. And DJ, hit them with your social media stuff.
Sure thing. That's so Twitter, Instagram, that is Fignight27, FIGKNIGHT 27. And yeah, be looking at like there might be a raffle in the near future here where you can, if you didn't get a chance to get the ring and figs, you might be able to get it for a fraction of the price.
Nice. This has been episode number 1 of season 2, technically episode 101, Chad Miller, of the Run In Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Also hit up runinpod.com to get all our discount codes.